thanks a million for all coming out today. We're delighted to be here. Obviously, as Sean said, when we're looking at entrepreneurship and enterprise, we'd obviously feel that it's a huge, wide-ranging topic rather than maybe just the traditional commercial side of enterprise and entrepreneurship that people might immediately associate with the word. Before we begin, I just wanted to get a sense of the audience and who would be an aspiring commercial entrepreneur who wants to go out and make a lot of money. See you, raise your hands. Right, so good numbers. And had anybody thought of what they want to do is go out and make a difference and do something in the social space? 2, is it? Yeah. A few more. Well, hopefully, by the end of this conversation here today, we'll maybe have a bit better understanding of what social enterprise is about, what social entrepreneurship is about, and maybe see how it not only relates to social entrepreneurs, but also to people in the audience who are raising their hand who want to make a lot of money and who see themselves as commercial entrepreneurs. Maybe we can kind of explain to you a little bit about how social entrepreneurship can play a role in your life as well. And it's not just for tree huggers and do-gooders who want to, feel like they want to make the world a better place, but it can also be a really useful tool for business, and it can also be kind of, you can also place it at the core of whatever business you're in. So today we have a few speakers, and I guess our intention is to firstly inform you a little bit more about the range of things that we mean when we talk about social entrepreneurship, when we talk about social enterprise. Hopefully we'll be able to answer any questions you have. We'll have a few minutes from each of them at the beginning, and then a panel discussion where we'll bring in questions and answers from the audience. But also, I think we'd like to inspire you to think a little bit differently about enterprise, think a little bit differently about entrepreneurship. And maybe if you're kind of on the fence or not sure which way you want to go, to maybe think about the difference that you can make in the world and think about what role you might play in that. So I guess kind of, historically and traditionally, we've seen them as 2 very separate paths, either to make a profit or to make a difference. But maybe there's not just 2 roads leading into the wood, maybe there's a 3rd road. And you know what, maybe the 2 roads that seem to be leading into divergent paths here actually reconnect and intertwine at different stages of the journey. Maybe they move back around and start again. So it's not a kind of all or nothing kind of decision. There's a whole range of different approaches, a whole range of different ways you can approach the question of entrepreneurship. And just to start us off, to give you a sense of some of the people who we would call social entrepreneurs, give you an introduction to that area, I would just want to play a short video to introduce you to the 8 people who Social Entrepreneurs Ireland is supporting this year, who's funding this year, and working with to help them develop their projects. And it will just give you a little bit of insight into the area of entrepreneurship that maybe you haven't thought of before.
But then with my own children, I've got 3 daughters, and we were in a parent-teacher meeting, and the teacher turned around to me and said, "So I just need to fill out a form here, what's your job title?" And I said, "I don't know." And my wife said, "Go on, you are a social entrepreneur."
This is something that just comes naturally to me. I don't see myself as a do-gooder. I just see it giving me a huge purpose in life, and I get back out of this far, far more than I ever put into it.
Regardless of whether it's social or commercial, just seeing anything you've built spreading and people using it and talking positively about it is very satisfying.
I can see that there is recognition of our work, so that keeps me highly motivated and charging my batteries every single morning.
I think my wife is more the social entrepreneur. She makes it happen, I think is the way to look at it.
So essentially came home from the office saying I could do better, and I said go on then, rather stupidly.
Wanting to make a difference is a bit similar to wanting to make a profit in a business. You've got a very strong drive, and I had a very strong drive to make a difference in people's lives.
Before the word entrepreneurship came in, we had a word locally here called chancers. do you know what I mean? And I was a chancellor, do you know what I mean? And entrepreneurship came in, and that was a nice word for it. It sounded good. And then social entrepreneurs was even nicer, do you know what I mean? Because you're making an impact.
Kind of my natural tendency is to continue at this work because I just feel it's so important.
When it comes to commitment, the starting point is vision, and that leads into commitment and staying the course.
And vision without a concrete plan remains just really a fantasy. It needs a concrete plan to make it become real and actually to be associated with hope.
If you don't have that vision, you don't have the passion, then no one will surround themselves around you either. So it'll be very tough to build a team or a board of advisors if people don't think that you believe in the product yourself.
I can see where the big picture is, so it's not just about the small things, it's about having that big dream, but also knowing that that dream can become a reality.
I think there's no saying that there's nothing quite as powerful as an idea whose time has come.
Passion's a very, almost a fashionable word within business now, and businesses talk about that. I come from a business background, and I don't think I ever felt passionate as I do now, which is a lovely feeling.
Because as an entrepreneur, I can't do it on my own. I have to gather people around me. I have to bring people in. I have to convince them. I have to sell. It's a bit like selling a product, although I don't like saying that, but you have to sell this passion to other people.
The leadership part is very, very important. Then orchestrating the team as a conductor.
I think to be a social entrepreneur, I think you've got to feel confident that actually you can put your arms out beyond the confines of the box and to find a different version of reality other than the one that's given to you.
Don't be deterred by not having the money. Do it first, and then the support will follow.
I think you have to start something and you have to prove that it works. You pilot your project, you give your idea a go, and you learn so much from that process as well.
So I think that is the case. Just get something out there and see if it works and keep building on it.
Don't wait around, just do it, go for it.
The opportunities out there for social entrepreneurs are, it's a boom time. It's a boom time for social entrepreneurs, you could say. We're going through our boom.
I don't just think about sort of, small scale individuals. I think about changing the country, and I think that's really, really important because that helps me then in my daily life. Where if I think small, then you become small. Where if you think big, then you actually have a potential to have a big impact.
Okay, so this gives you a little bit of a sense of some of the people that we are working with in Social Entrepreneurs Ireland. And I guess the words that come across to me in that, it's not necessarily about doing good, it's not necessarily about, making a difference, but the words that come across are passion, action, risk, ideas, innovation. These are the same for any entrepreneur, whether you're in the commercial or the social space. I think that's really important to remember. Today, we want to kind of give you a sense of the different approaches to making a difference, to social enterprise. And I think what we're going to do is present a spectrum. There's lots of different ways of making a difference in the world, whether you want to set up a charity on the one hand, whether you want to set up a social enterprise which generates income but puts it back into the organisation, or even by setting up a for-profit organisation that has shareholders that takes where people take equity. But that's maybe even a possibility as well. And to guide you through those kind of quite abstract organisational types, we've got three really great examples today. So when we were here at this event last year, we had a number of really great speakers about entrepreneurship and about building a team and setting up a new organisation in the social space. But what we want to do this year is really to try and make this as relevant as possible to everyone here in the audience. And our first two speakers are people who've really recently qualified and graduated from university and have taken that step, have chosen to go down the social route. And I think hearing from some of their experiences, their adventures, their challenges will be really useful. Our third speaker is a few more years out of college, I think 5, is that right, Sean? 5 or 6. But has huge experience in social entrepreneurship spaces. Sean is the CEO of Social Entrepreneurs Ireland. So we'll talk to us a little bit about this emerging trend of for-profit social entrepreneurship and what that could mean and what the possibilities are for it. So we'll see an entire spectrum, we'll see a range of different opinions, a range of different experiences, and hopefully something in there will tweak a bit of interest in yourself. Maybe it'll change a little bit about the way you think about entrepreneurship, and who knows, it might even kind of impact on the way you go forward. So our first speaker is Donald the Butler.